Now, I would like to invite ladies from our mission to sing a national song. In India, we have a national song as well as a national anthem. So we would like to start with the national song, which will be followed by national anthem of Hungary and India. Now say the national anthem of Hungary. I would request Honorable Foreign Minister, Dr. Janos Martonyi and Mrs. Martonyi to come to the stage, and I also request His Excellency Dr. Sandor Fazekas and Mrs. Fazekas to join us on the stage, and I'll request Ambassador to accompany them. I now request Ambassador to present bouquet and the gifts to the dignitaries. I would like to invite H.E Malay Mishra, Ambassador of India, to say a few words on this occasion.
Honorable Dr. Janos Martonyi and Mrs. Martonyi, Foreign Minister of Hungary, Honorable Dr. Sandor Fazekas and Mrs. Fazekas, Minister for Rural Development, senior officials of the Government of Hungary, my colleagues, members of the Diplomatic Corps, heads of missions, other representatives, representatives of international organizations, members of all other organizations who are present, honorable mayors who are here, distinguished members of the Indian community, distinguished intelligentsia of Hungary, my esteemed colleagues from the Indian Embassy, our friends from the media, welcome to you all. We feel greatly honored today that we have two distinguished senior cabinet ministers of the government of Hungary, present with us, Dr. Janos Martonyi and Dr. Sandor Fazekas. They need no introduction. We all know them and know them very well. They hold very important responsibilities in the current government. It is indeed our pleasure, sirs, that you are here with us to honor us on this very distinguished occasion for us when we are observing the 65th Republic Day of India. And thank you also the honorable spouses of the ministers who are also present with us. I know that both your love for India have drawn you here, and we are indeed happy for that. We appreciate your love and affection for our country. Today has been actually a very unique day in the history of India. We already had in Delhi, because of the difference in time, the Republic Day, very wonderful parade which we have, which is well known the world over. It is a parade which starts early morning, which shows two very important things. One is the military preparedness of India and what we have come up with for over a year, what we do with our military strengths, how we mobilize them, what we do. It is meant to be shown to the people of India, and therefore this parade includes a lot of those equipments, gadgetry, men in uniform of different kinds of our defense forces, paramilitary forces, etc. But the other part is equally important. The other part shows India's diversities, its unity in diversity, as we say, representations from various parts of India, from various states of India, which they bring, the various themes which unite India together. India today is a teeming population of 1.2 billion people, but with that we have a unique unity of the nation, where we call there is a sense of Indianness among all Indians, wherever they are, be they in India or overseas. Honorable ministers, distinguished guests, dear friends, today in fact is also very special because on this day, as my colleague pointed out in the beginning, we had got our democracy and we called ourselves the largest democracy in the world. It was on this day that it happened that we cut off the umbilical cord from the British and we became truly independent. Though we had become independent nearly 3 years ago on 15th August 1947, but it was on this day that we called ourselves truly independent with a true democracy, a real democracy, our kind of democracy of India. And as you well know, India's independence gave birth to the independence of many countries successively in the world. Many countries got their experiences of liberation from colonialism wherever they were. And this was an exemplar for India, that it was holding its head high in this great world when it leaped forth as a young little baby. And today, India has come a long way. Over the last 64 years that India has become a republic, we have this onerous responsibility of not only feeding our population, but also taking them along, and India today stands out as one of the countries with one of the highest rates of growth, economic growth in the world. The world today looks at India as a major global knowledge power, as a major economic power, leaping to go into the world. It also happens at the same time when we are seeing also a shift of the power dynamics in the world today, that there is a shift, a very visible shift from the west to the east, and that is because there is a shift of the flows of investment, of trade, services, etc. And India is ready to share her responsibility in this new world, in this new dynamics of the global situation that we are. India is ready to bear its responsibility. India is also proud to have forged a very special relationship with Hungary. And I must say that since our last National Day, which happened last year in August 1947, 15th August, and today, we have made a lot of development in our bilateral relations. This, of course, is my own national day after I have come and joined here as the Ambassador of India to Hungary, as well as Bosnia and Herzegovina as my concurrent accreditation. I must say that the kind of support, cooperation which I have received from the government of Hungary at the moment is actually much beyond my own expectations. We've been overwhelmed by the support and cooperation of your government, and I thank the honorable ministers and through ministers to the government of Hungary for whatever you are giving us and whatever we can take forward. It is because of this that we saw a very, very important visit, that of the honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Viktor Orban, to India last October, in October 2014. That visit actually laid a new beginning to a new relationship which is being forged between India and Hungary today. And I think no area of bilateral cooperation has been left untouched after this visit has come through. And I must say that this visit is going to give us a leap forward in a very substantial way to the future. Along with this visit, we had also the visit of our rural development and water resources minister, who came to attend the Budapest Water Summit around the same time in October last year. And his visit also had another dimension, that he met with the Honorable Minister of Rural Development. He had a bilateral meeting with you, sir, and we have delineated a number of areas where we can move forward in the very, very important area of water resource management between our two countries. And I must also tell you another relationship was forged when the Foreign Minister himself, Dr. Martonyi, and Mrs. Martonyi paid a visit to India the next month in November to attend the Assam Foreign Ministers meeting, which was the 11th edition of the FMM of Assam, and that was held in Delhi. And the Foreign Minister represented Hungary at this unique summit of 51 foreign ministers were there in Delhi, the largest single grouping in the world today, ASEM. He also had a bilateral dimension of the visit. He visited Kolkata, which is on the eastern part of India, and there he was principally there to inaugurate a very, very important exhibition, a textile exhibition by an eminent Hungarian textile artist. And I am very happy to tell you that the Hungarian textile artist is present among us, Miss Ana Kubini. Please give her a big hand for Miss Kubini's exhibition has been hugely successful in India. She has traced the heritage in textile between India and Hungary, and I am really looking forward to meeting you personally, as well as attending some of your works here in Budapest after you have come back from Kolkata. Maybe you'll be able to tell us some of your very nice experiences of being in Kolkata and showing us this exhibition. This is a wonderful exhibition. Thank you very much. Today, as I said, Hungary and India have etched a new relationship. We have come a long way since we became independent democracies, and we respect each other's values, civilizational values, our contacts, our heritage. In fact, so many Hungarians have been to India over 400-500 of years that we indeed salute their works in tracing the heritage links, the civilizational links between our two countries. And their work has been immense. Recently, in fact, I visited a very wonderful exhibition of those great Hungarians who have been to India over the last 500 years, which was put up in H.E Library. And it was right here in H.E Library, Contact of Hungarians with India. It was a very interesting exhibition. I think it's still on till the end of this month. And I would recommend any of you who would be interested in knowing the Indo-Hungarian Connect to see this exhibition there. Coming back and concluding my address, we are indeed proud to be here on Hungarian soil. We have seen enough. We have been together. There are many milestones in our relationship, starting from 1956, which is an obvious milestone in our great solidarity for the cause of Hungary. And from there on, we have not looked back. We have moved forward, and we have exuded that spirit, that energy, that dynamism to take our relationship forward. And therefore, may I have the great privilege of raising a toast to the daunting Hungarian people who have seen enough of history like Indian people, and for the health and happiness and for the well-being and strength of all Hungarian people and the government of Hungary. Thank you very much. To the people and government of Hungary.
Now, I would like to invite Foreign Minister of Hungary, Dr. Janos Martonyi, to say a few words.
Ambassador, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, let me just tell you how much I'm honored by this invitation, and let me also extend my warmest greetings and congratulations for the Republic Day, actually the 64th Republic Day of India. In fact, I had a long speech on my paper, but most of what I wanted to say was already said by my good friend, the Ambassador of India. So I can shorten my speech very much, because I have to tell you I subscribe to actually everything what has been said by himself, both for the role of India in the world and for the relationship and the development, the recent development of relationship between India and Hungary. So let me just add perhaps one or two things, and also to reflect briefly upon what he said. What is India for the world and for ourselves? He referred to diversity. That's very true. It's diversity of languages, cultures, different entities, religions. We all know that it has challenges, but it has huge opportunities, and it works. It works because it respects all those entities and all the communities behind those languages, cultures, traditions. India is also something which is extremely important for this part of the world, this part of Europe, where we are now. And maybe this is a subject which should be explored a little bit more and reflected upon in the future. It was Bronislaw Geremek, the late Polish Foreign Minister, who said that since the French Revolution, the first time in history when the course of history was changed by non-violent means was the transformation, the systemic change in Central and Eastern Europe. To some extent he was right. But maybe the first time when history was indeed changed by non-violent means was India. And this was the philosophy and policy of Mahatma Gandhi. And I believe that the whole mankind must be grateful for that. And in fact, I believe that this element or dimension of non-violence merits attention. And the link between Mahatma Gandhi and the systemic changes in this part of the world, as I said, would be an interesting subject to analyze more deeply. Now, India is also the largest democracy in the world, as you all know. It's also a country which is based upon constitutionality. I believe this is another commonality between my country and India. Despite the difference in size, we also respect very much constitution and constitutionality. India is also an emerging superpower, especially economically. And that's why my government has a very firm position to support the suggestion that India should become a permanent member of the Security Council. All that is true, of course, but the real question is what we, and I would like to raise tonight, is why India for us? Why, as it has been said by the ambassador, distinguished ambassador, why so many Hungarians went to India? Explorers, travelers, scholars, archaeologists, artists, philosophers, navy and military officers, all kinds of people. They went to India. Why did they do that? What was the driving force? Of course, there are many explanations for that. Some people say that that was because of the search of a lost home, search for our origins in the East, this kind of Oriental approach, which also attracted Orientalists in large number to go to India. Some people say that this was curiosity. This was also a scholarly interest. Indeed, these were all the driving forces, but the real question is that what was the magnet which attracted these people precisely to India? And I think the real reason was that these people, all these people, they found a source of inspiration in what Indian culture represents. And they found it. Sometimes they found much more than they intended to find. Of course, we could list the names from Körösi Csoma Sándor to Germanus Gyula, and of course many others, many others. You can't list all the names. But interestingly, many artists participated in this exercise. Everybody knows the name of Amrita Shergill. Whether she was Indian or Hungarian, we shouldn't decide. She was both. Then we all know, of course, the mother and the daughter, Brunner, who became very important personalities of Indian and indeed Hungarian arts. So there is a long list, and as has been said by the ambassador, this list now has to be added. There is another name of Hungarian artists who was attracted by this mysterious magnet, which is India, and her name was already mentioned, Anna Kubinyi. I had a chance really to inaugurate the exhibition of her in Kolkata a couple of months ago, and then I felt again that not only we are attracted very much by the Indian culture, but also the Indians are interested in ourselves. And that was a great experience. And also, everybody knows the story of Rabindranath Tagore and Balaton Füred. So, all that is the cultural background and the basis for the development of relations. And as far as the relations are concerned between the two countries, of course, most of the developments have been just mentioned. For me, it was a very special pleasure to welcome Minister Salmat Khurshid, the Foreign Minister of India, as the keynote speaker, the guest of honor of our yearly conference of the ambassadors. And also the Prime Minister's visit was mentioned. Many other visits took place, and many more will take place in the future. So it's a lively, it's a rapidly developing relationship, notwithstanding the distance, notwithstanding the difference in size. So there is a strong link, there is a strong bond between our nations. And that's what brought us here tonight, because we wanted to celebrate together with you. We believe that India, and indeed the Hungarian-Indian relationship, is one of the brightest spots of our policy, which is sometimes called the global opening or Eastern opening. Yes, indeed. This is something which we attach very, very special importance, and that's why the only message which I would still convey to you is a message of thanks for your friendship, and again a message of congratulations to this very special day. And again, thank you for the invitation, and thank you for the opportunity it's given to me to address you on this very special day. I thank you.
I would like to draw your attention to next part of today's program. I'll seek your indulgence. Today we have a slightly long program. The reason is that along with the Republic Day, we have 30th January also, the day in which our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, whom we call affectionately Bapu, was assassinated. And to mark that occasion, we have planned an exhibition on his life titled Gandhi, an Apostle of Peace. Here, I would like to say a few words about Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. That was his formal name. Of course, we all used to call him Bapu, as I said earlier. We know that he led the challenge to British rule, employing non-violent civil obedience, and in the process, as Honorable Foreign Minister mentioned, inspired movement of civil rights and freedom across the world. I'm very happy to mention that his birthday, which falls on October 2nd, is commemorated across the world as the Day of Non-Violence. He practiced non-violence and truth in all situations and encouraged others to do the same. As I mentioned, he was assassinated on 30th January 1948 when he was going to address the daily prayer meetings in Delhi, the place called Birla House, now it's known as Gandhi Smriti. The embassy, as I mentioned, is organizing an exhibition on Mahatma Gandhi to mark 30th January. The exhibition celebrates the life of Mahatma Gandhi and has been made possible by Gandhi Smriti and Darshan Samiti, which propagates the thoughts of Mahatma Gandhi through various programs. Now I request Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Dr. Janos Martonyi and Madam, Honorable Minister for Rural Development, His Excellency Dr. Sandor Fazekas and Madam, and Ambassador to proceed to -1 level to inaugurate the exhibition.